Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on 10 games in Fanatical's Platinum Collection of June 2025 to help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and have the opportunity to gain early access to videos of buying a coffee through Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-Fi. Your support means the world to me, and I absolutely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have Afterimage. A magical Metroidvania emerges as a strong title in its genre, offering a captivating 30-hour experience. As you guide Rennie, an amnesiac woman, and her floating companion Ifri through the lands of Gaiden, the anime-inspired narrative begins modestly, but evolves into a compelling journey of self-discovery and environmental exploration. The game's hand-drawn anime-inspired art style brings Gaiden to life, with vibrant colors, portraying both thriving nature and desolation. The narrative delves into themes of selfish desires, faith, and breaking cycles of violence, providing a rich backdrop to the Metroidvania experience. The environmental storytelling adds depth to each area, enhancing the overall narrative. Afterimage's strength lies in its open-ended sections, requiring careful exploration to unveil the vast setting. Traversal upgrades, like double jumping and underwater navigation, feel satisfying and seamlessly integrate into Rennie's controls. While some platforming quirks exist, the game's precise controls and well-placed respawn points make challenges both enjoyable and manageable. Combat in Afterimage is equally satisfying, offering various weapon types with distinct advantages. The introduction of magic adds a ranged dimension, though its viability compared to weapons may vary. Boss fights are plentiful and challenging, with interesting patterns to memorize. However, the balance can be disrupted by the player's exploration choices, leading to encounters that feel either too easy or overly challenging. Despite some exploits and quirks, Afterimage remains a magical gem for Metroidvania enthusiasts, offering a core experience that engages with its rich world, satisfying combat, and exhilarating platforming. At number 2 we have Double Dragon Gaiden, Rise of the Dragons. A game that brings back the iconic Lee brothers, Billy and Jimmy, in a fusion of classic beat-em-up action with a healthy dose of the roguelike genre. While this title may not be as narrative-heavy as some other recent titles in the genre, it excels in delivering a fast-paced, satisfying arcade experience. The combat in Rise of the Dragons is notably faster and more intricate compared to previous titles in the series. The controls are responsive, making it a joy to take on hordes of enemies. The addition of multiplayer and tag moves enhances the gameplay, but it's a shame that the multiplayer is limited to local play. What sets Rise of the Dragons apart is its focus on building a cash pot as you play. Defeating foes with special attacks or weapons yields more money, and this ties into the roguelike progression system. You use money to purchase permanent power-ups for your character, adding an exciting layer of strategy and replayability to the game. The game offers customizable difficulty settings, allowing you to tailor your experience. The chibi art style may be a departure from traditional Double Dragon visuals, but it works well and exudes charm. The soundtrack, featuring iconic tunes from previous titles, adds to the overall nostalgia. Despite some potential drawbacks with multiplayer being only local multiplayer, Double Dragon Gaiden Rise of the Dragons is a fantastic addition to the series. It may not feel like a traditional Double Dragon game, but its addictive gameplay and roguelike elements make it a must-play for fans of the beat-em-up genre. Here's hoping it paves way for more dragon-filled adventures in the future. At number 3 we have Castle of Alchemists. A hybrid tower defense / action RPG where you play as Bellator, an alchemical warrior defending your castle from otherworldly invaders. Combining pixel art charm with chaotic real-time combat and strategic trap placement, it is a bold take on a classic genre. You'll find yourself in the thick of it, crafting gear with randomized effects, mutating abilities via a deep skill tree, and building an arsenal of traps and towers to slow, burn, zap, or explode anything that crosses your path. The game leans heavily on your active involvement. Enemies are tanky, and your towers alone will not cut it. You need to jump into battle and carry a lot of kill weight yourself. Boss fights are big, wild, and occasionally buggy, but bring genuine intensity. You'll need solid reflexes, especially in later levels with multiple lanes and sniper enemies. Progression can feel grindy, crafting can be RNG heavy, and UI quirks might leave you fumbling mid-combat. Still, if you push through the clunk, the core gameplay loop is satisfying, especially once you unlock synergies and unleash chaos across the battlefield. There is clear influence from Orcs Must Die, but with a more punishing, less polished edge. If you're chasing precision, balance, or a casual experience, this might frustrate you. But if you're after a scrappy, creative challenge where you're constantly moving, experimenting, and surviving by the skin of your teeth, Castle of Alchemists delivers a compelling and chaotic ride worth adding to your siege-hardened backlog. At number 4 we have Pampas and Selene, The Maze of Demons. A lovingly crafted MSX-inspired Metroidvania where you guide 2 descendants of Greek warriors through a demon-infested tower to save the gods. Built as a spiritual successor to the Maze of Gallius, this game combines sharp retro design with modern polish. You play as Pampas and Selene, switching between them to leverage their unique abilities, fast swordplay or magical endurance, as you explore a vast castle filled with dungeons, secrets, puzzles, and divine errands. Exploration is wide open early on, letting you chart your own course, grab items out of order, and choose your own path through the first 6 dungeons before divine locks limit the final stretch. The freedom is addictive and the game rarely tells you no. The dungeon puzzles feel tight and fair, never relying on cryptic nonsense from other rooms. Runes hidden within each area gate boss encounters, and clever design ensures every aha moment hits satisfyingly. Bosses themselves are a highlight, some nostalgic, some new, all tailored to test your skills and the tools you've gathered. The final battle especially delivers a proper culmination of everything you've learned. Presentation-wise, the retro visuals stay true to MSX roots, but benefit from added detail, MIDI-enhanced music, sprite customization, and even a scanned manual for authenticity. It is slick, charming, and respectful of its influences, without feeling chained to them. If you crave La Mulana vibes, without punishing puzzles, you'll find Maze of Demons delivers pure retro joy with modern comfort. It's one of the most rewarding throwback Metroidvanias you'll play. At number 5 we have SuperTaxCity, a fresh blend of city building and roguelike deck building, where every run challenges you to create a thriving, profitable metropolis using randomly offered facilities and items. You choose from 3 building options each turn, place them on a grid, and watch as residents scurry around completing tasks, earning you money. When the timer ends, it is tax time. Pay up or your run ends. At first the game may feel chaotic, buildings trigger at random, and your income feels tied to luck, but stick with it and a strategic layer emerges, planning around building synergies, managing space efficiently, and adapting to what RNG throws at you. With over 100 buildings and items, every city can feel unique. The loop is addictive. You place a building, observe your city hum to life, then make your next move. It is a satisfying mix of chill pacing and critical thinking. You'll find yourself experimenting with bizarre layouts just to see what sticks. Visually, it is simple but charming. Sessions are snappy, and while some runs feel easier than others due to RNG, the game rarely feels unfair. However, balance could use a bit of fine-tuning. Certain strategies dominate, and the infinite mode lacks proper scaling, making it more sandbox than survival. Still, for fans of Luck Be a Landlord or anyone craving a bite-sized strategy fix, SuperTaxCity offers surprising depth and replayability. It is a delightful little rabbit hole you didn't know you'd fall into, and once you do, you'll want to build just one more city. At number 6 we have Winion Virus, a pixel art horror visual novel that lures you in with a charming aesthetic before twisting into something far darker. You play as someone secretly raising Winions, digital creatures classified as living beings in this eerie fairy tale world. What starts as a simple pet raising simulation slowly descends into a disturbing nightmare. At first, you'll grow attached to the 5 unique Winions, each of their own personalities and quirks. You interact with them through a simulated operating system, managing their environment and responding to messages. But as the days pass, things start going wrong. Glitches appear, the Winions behave strangely, and an overwhelming sense of dread creeps in. The game expertly blurs the line between cute and terrifying, making you feel responsible yet powerless as the horror unfolds. Despite its pixel art charm, Winion Virus does not pull punches with its psychological horror. It plays with your emotions, making you care about the creatures before revealing the unsettling truth behind them. The slow-burning narrative is gripping, but be warned, this is more of an interactive novel than a traditional game. Expect to read and observe more than actively play. Some action-heavy segments feel out of place, and the translation can be rough at times. But the emotional impact and unique presentation make it a hauntingly memorable experience. If you enjoy psychological horror that toys with your expectations, Winion Virus is a must-play that will stick with you long after the credits roll. At number 7 we have
POSTAL, Brain Damaged. A semi-retro style first-person shooter game. The plot is quite simple. The postal dude has brain damaged and you fight the disturbing things that are in his mind. This game harks back to classic FPS games like Doom and Quake, but instead of going full-on pixelated graphics, it goes for the more early PlayStation 2 graphics. This game features 3 episodes with 5 levels per episode, and each level has been designed meticulously with plenty of secrets to find and a ton of enemies to kill. You'll have access to 10 weapons that are all very unique to this game, like a gun that shoots urine, a shotgun that can also act as a grappling gun, or even a shovel that is also a chainsaw, among others. Most importantly, they're all really meaty and very fun to use to turn your enemies into a pile of red jello. Enemies in this game are varied too, and a lot of them either pay tribute to old Doom games with a funny spin, or even meme characters from our world like Karens. In fact, there's a Karen that serves as a boss fight. Gunplay is really fast and it can get quite challenging, especially on higher difficulties. So if you like a retro fast-paced shooter, then this is a game for you.
At number 8 we have
Clone Drone in Danger Zone, a roguelike game that takes a unique approach to the genre. Players control a human consciousness that has been transferred into a robot gladiator, fighting for survival against waves of enemies in procedurally generated levels. The game is fast-paced, action-packed, and features permadeath, ensuring that every playthrough is a fresh challenge. Players must utilize their robot's various weapons and abilities to defeat enemies and progress through the levels. The game's combat system is easy to pick up, but challenging to master, with a range of enemies that require different strategies and approaches. One of the game's standout features is its upgrade system. By collecting tokens and defeating enemies, players can unlock new weapons and abilities for their robot, allowing them to tackle increasingly difficult challenges. The game's permadeath system adds a sense of tension and risk to the gameplay. Players must be careful and strategic in their actions, as one wrong move can result in starting the game over from scratch. Overall, Clone Drone in the Danger Zone is a fun and engaging roguelike game that offers a unique twist on the genre, with its fast-paced combat, challenging gameplay, and upgrade system. The game's unique approach and permadeath system provide a fresh and exciting experience with every playthrough.
At number 9 we have Little Friends, Puppy Island, a light-hearted dog care adventure that tasks you with pampering adorable pups while building a doggy utopia on a sunny, bone-based economy island. If you've ever wanted to pet, wash, dress up, and walk virtual puppies until your heart melts, this is absolutely your game. You start by choosing a dog and strolling through scenic paths, uncovering resources, and meeting new canine companions along the way. You'll care for your pup's needs, cleanliness, affection, energy, and activity by completing mini-games like fetch or bath time scrubbing. The more you interact, the more their obedience and agility grow. Each dog has its strengths, and you'll assign them adorable construction roles, complete with safety gear, as you expand the island with new buildings. Progress is driven by Sam, your endlessly cheerful, tech-happy friend who somehow designs websites, supplies building materials, and inspires you to transform the island into a vacation haven for pups. You'll collect bones instead of money, gather tools during walks, and complete cute little quests that never overstay their welcome. But while it is charming and easy to love, the experience wears thin for older players. The gameplay loop, walk, build, repeat, can become repetitive quickly, and there's little depth beneath the surface. This is not Stardew Valley with dogs. It's more Nintendogs meets a simplified island sim. Still, if you're seeking a stress-free, dog-filled escape, or have a child who dreams of their own puppy paradise, Puppy Island is as wholesome and adorable as it sounds. Just don't expect bite with all that bark. At number 10 we have Final Battle Bundle. The Final Battle Bundle pairs 2 modern retro brawlers, Final Vendetta and Battle Axe, into one pixel-powered package that throws you into the heart of 90s arcade chaos. If you're after a no-nonsense, skill-driven beatdown with modern polish, this bundle delivers. In Final Vendetta, you get a side-scrolling brawler that pays perfect homage to Streets of Rage and Final Fight. You choose from 3 street warriors and brawl your way through gangs with crunchy animations, a killer 90s inspired soundtrack, and tight responsive controls. The moveset is minimal. 1 attack, 1 jump, a dash, and a block. But what matters is how you use them. Every enemy demands your attention, and each boss hits like a brick wall. It is unforgiving, especially if limited continues, but survival and boss rush modes keep you coming back for another round of Fists and Fury. Then there's Battle Axe, a top-down hack-and-slash adventure drenched in high-detailed pixel art. Picking one of 3 heroes, you slice through enemies in fast technical combat where every cooldown matters. Learn the patterns, chain your combos, and grab coins to upgrade. The visuals, drawn by pixel art legend Hank Nieborg, are stunning, and Manami Matsume's nostalgic chiptune soundtrack keeps the adrenaline pumping. Together, these games offer short, brutal campaigns, razor-sharp aesthetics, and deeply satisfying gameplay. You won't find deep storylines or modern conveniences here. Just a raw, nostalgic experience crafted for fans of arcade action. If that's your vibe, the Final Battle Bundle is 2 punches straight to your retro-loving heart. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is an unexpected banger for fans of chaos and pixel-punching glory. Whether you're slashing demons in Pampas and Selene, juggling droids in Clone Drone, or dishing out combos in Final Vendetta, you're getting quality gameplay with serious replay value. With wishlist wins and a few underrated gems in the mix, this is one of those bundles that sneaks up on you. If you're even mildly into Metroidvanias or beat-em-ups, it would be irresponsible not to grab this. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider unlocking early access to videos or buying the channel or coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.